Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is RevereSkye, RevereSkye's Essence. Let's talk about it. So, the title of this video is very important, and I say the title of this video. A message from the Puppet Master. Now, when you think of Puppet Master, everybody has a different level at what they think the Puppet Master is. Some people think it goes as high as the president, like some elite people hidden behind the president or hidden behind the UN. And then you got some people as deep as saying it's some type of alien. You know what I mean? It's not human. Well, I'm going to go even deeper. I feel like that they're in their own bubble. That's right. The power that be, the untouchables, which they can't be touched, they are in their own bubble. That's right. They're not in this realm. But they're more than welcome to come in and out of this realm. They have the capability, okay? They have the expertise. Because I always say, why would you poison a planet that you have to live on? They're not living in this frequency at all. So whatever vibratory rate that we have condensed down to this physical vessel in this material world, the powers that be are in another bubble. They're in another frequency. They're definitely not exposed to the surface walkers, okay? So that 1 square mile in the UK or whatever, those are puppets, okay? So, a message from the puppet master, okay? Not the puppets. Remember, elite entities, shadow workers, they never show their hand. They never identify themselves. And if they do decide to walk amongst us, you would never know that they were manipulating or controlling the puppets, okay? So, a message from the puppet master. When you're thinking about these elite puppets, right? Elite puppets. If you look at the Masonic table or something similar, you got the people who need to be fed, the people who love to eat, and then you have the people who love to shoot, and then you have the people who rule, right? So, the rulers and the shooters, if you only want 500 million people on the planet, that's like saying you want the whole planet gone and all you want is the people in the United States. Think about it. Think about nobody on the whole planet, just the people that are in the United States right now. That's 500 million. So take that 500 million and spread them out. Send them to Canada, Hawaii, Asia, Africa. You're pretty much starting all over like Noah's Ark, right? But out of that 500 million, that means that 7.5 billion have to go, right? I actually think there are more than 8 billion on the planet. I really do. Why this person chose to be God, I don't know. But how can I complain? Because I have to kill insects. We have roadkill every day. Like, everybody to a certain degree is playing God. The only difference is this entity or being chose to govern us. It realized that we were simple-minded, innocent, not knowing who we are, that we could be ran and controlled. But it took a mastermind of manipulation to do it. It didn't happen overnight. This been going on for thousands of years, okay? Thousands of years, okay? Humanity has been studied for a long time. Like, they had to destroy humanity several times to get it this dumbed down and disconnected. So, what does the puppet master want to say? The puppet master is here to remind worldly beings that don't think because you have money and you're in power, you are a part of the 500 million. Think about it. What does a puppet master need? A puppet master needs a drone. A puppet master needs someone who obeys and listens. A puppet master needs someone who doesn't need many resources. A puppet master don't need too many people who has a lot of power and control. Right? Think about it. If the puppet master get rid of all of the domesticated people, the only thing left is the people with money and power. And how does that suffice for the puppet master? It doesn't. Puppet master need people to actually oversee and do physical things. Think about all the rich people that do nothing. Somebody's always waiting for them hand and foot, right? These people are so programmed to have other people wait on them hand and foot. It's just like how they say, oh, you're not going to get rid of the Mexicans in the United States. No, you're not. Who's going to build the roads? Who's going to build buildings? Who's going to build the houses? Who's going to till the farmland? Who's going to pick them oranges and peaches and soybean off the ground, right? So same goes with 500 million on the planet. You may have all of these elite puppets going to all these national meetings. Okay? But think about it. Think about it. China has over 1 billion people alone. So if there's going to be 500 million on the planet, do you know how many people in China would have to disappear off the planet? And then when it comes down to the ones that want to stay and be a part of the 500 million, what does that mean? Just because you have knowledge and power don't mean you're going to be here. You could actually become a threat. So, to all the elite puppets that have not been brainwashed, chipped, and monitored, hear me out for a second. You are not so high up on the totem pole. You're not. They actually need geeks that mind their own business and do what they're told. They actually need people who can actually still monitor robots and stuff. They really don't need a consumer, a rich consumer anymore. They just don't. Let's say if they put robots in full effect and they decide that they don't want the domestic workers anymore. truthfully, over 70% of the millionaires that think they could buy a place in that 500 million, you cannot. There will be more domesticated drones within that 500 million than rich people sitting back drinking wine and coffee and playing sports all day. That's correct. The only way they would keep you around is if you are a part of the planet that they're trying to bring to Earth, right? You know, the planet, the dying planet that they want to bring to Earth. That's why I said I never understood why they would steal our gold to protect their planet, but they wouldn't use the gold to block out the sun. You know how they're using all these nanoparticles to block out our sun from touching our Earth, but they take our gold to dispense it in their atmosphere to protect their planet. So back to it. There's a thin line between, just put it like this, domesticated people, domesticated workers. I mean, you could still be a millionaire and still be a domesticated worker. Just because you have $1 million, that don't mean that you're going to all this fancy, bougie, elite type stuff, right? So to all the domesticated people, Bitcoin, rich motherfuckers, okay, you still have a place within the 500 million because those rich people that played their part for so long, if they are not a part of that entity or that sect or that planet, that dying planet, if they're not using your vessel for their entity at any form or fashion, just know this, they're about to get rid of a lot of old school millionaires. That's right. They're about to get rid of a lot of public figures. They don't need them no more. They used you for what? They used you for what they needed you for. So when their dying planet people arrive, why else do you think they need only 500 million people on the planet? Because they need space for their people. Okay? That's common sense. Not only that, just think about it. You got the unseen elite, which y'all would think are the puppet masters, but the real puppet masters are the one in the other bubble. Okay? But in this bubble, you may see the top families. Out of those top families, they may get rid of 8 of those families. They don't need them anymore. They played their part. They played their position. So now it's survival of the fittest. You get what I'm saying? Another thing, conscious people who want people to be awake and aware. True enough. You want as many people to be collectively awakened or woke, right? But with this technology and these nanoparticles, these people are going to struggle with the part of becoming enlightened, okay? It will have to be a major shift on the planet where the planet decides to disperse energy within the vessel, even though the vessel has shut down tremendously. And then if she does enlighten people, they have a chance of burning up because their vessel is not prepared. So back to it. You're going to have a lot of elite puppets that are going to be a part of that 7.5 billion. That's right. And if that planet is really out there, that dying planet is really out there, and it'll soon be in our atmosphere, if not already, we're going to have a problem. I kept saying over and over and over, people watch the movie Event. I did not have to watch the movie Event to understand this. I already seen it. You can see it. But the TV series Event, like, people don't talk about it. I never see people discuss it in none of their videos. Like, nobody discusses this video. So the Event is about a black president who has a Spanish wife with a mixed child, and the Spanish wife remind me of Trump wife, whoever that lady is. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Melanie or whoever. Well, anyway, she's an alien. That's right. And if you see Trump wife, seems like an alien. And I don't know what it is. Every time I think about the movie Event, all I could do is think about Trump. It's just something about Trump. And then they had Trump look at the solar eclipse one day. He had the glass on looking at the solar eclipse or whatnot. So peep game. Every time I think about the Event, I think about Trump. And maybe it's because that lady who claimed to be his wife, that gotta be it. That gotta be it. And then they had that tall child that looked like an alien, like a Nephilim type alien. So, okay, well, back to it. So, the whole thing was to kill the masses on the planet. That's what the whole show about. And then the whole show is explaining how they're going to get rid of everybody. They wanted to do it in a discreet, merciful way. They wanted to spread a virus through airplanes, money, the air, the food. But somehow, miraculously, these spiritually divine people stopped it. They weren't like spiritually divine. They just had supernatural powers. But they was just regular humans, but they stopped it, right? And at the end, the lady said, we tried to show mercy on y'all. You know what I mean? I can't say quote for quote what she said. I'm going to watch the season over. She said, we tried to show mercy on y'all. So they was like, well, what that mean? They was like, oh, now we're going to war. So just like the pandemic, allegedly, hypothetically, theoretically, just like the pandemic, they tried to take us out the game, right? But we still here. They tried to take us out the game to the point that they speeded the process up, right? It wasn't happening fast enough, so they speeded it up, and it still didn't happen, right? Then they threatened us, go on and do it, because we're going to have another black winter if you don't. So basically you saying, do suicide. That's what you're saying. Do suicide so we won't have to fight. Make it easy for us. Well, okay, people. Domesticated people. The puppet master is speaking. So now, back to the Event. So the lady said, oh, since y'all stopped our plan, you didn't want to die the easy way, now you got to fight. So at the end, President, his wife and son out there, everybody outside in the White House yard, they done hit a signal, they done hit a button, possibly CERN. They done opened up this portal and sucked the planet right out there like the moon. A dying, burning planet is out there, orbiting like the moon. And everybody was so shocked and amazed that the planet made it. So now it was time for them to get off their planet and come to our planet. Why do you think they don't want to mess up all the new buildings they're building? You think they're building all this new stuff for us? No. They're building all this new stuff for some new visitors. And the lady kept saying, we look alike, but what makes you so different? She was like, we're pretty much the same. We're only a small percentage different. And I think that small percentage different is not their DNA, but it's some type of entity or parasite within them. That's right. You would think when you see matching people that it's possibly neurons and cellular structure, maybe a different type of blood or something, a different type of mineral. You would think that, but I pretty much think it got to be a parasite using the same type of body or something. But yeah, it's weird. But that show came out in 2010, and I was so committed to it. I watched it every week it dropped. And then they took it off the air. You want to know why they took it off the air? Allegedly, why they took it off the air? They took it off the air because they only wanted to show the planet coming into our atmosphere. And they only wanted to show how they were going to spread the virus. That's all they wanted to do. How they were going to get rid of over 80% of the planet. That was the whole purpose. So yeah, you got different levels of puppet master. You got the one in the other bubble. You got the one that's invisible shadow worker to our realm. You got the one that sits behind the 13 families. And you have to choose, is that human or is that alien? You get what I'm saying? So, hopefully somebody out there can process this. I just know the puppet master spoke. And to the domesticated people, I would say that if there's 8 billion people on the planet, right? Out of the rich and wealthy and up, it's 1 billion. Right? And out of those billion, they don't need but 100 million. That's right. Because they're going to need 400 million from the regular 7 billion. Because they still going to need people to be in the atmosphere doing things. And those rich, bougie people that have been pampered their whole life are not going to want to work. So they're going to get rid of them. So when you see these rich people and you see these people at these national forums and stuff, at the UN, just look at how many there. If there's 1,000 there, when it's time to delete humanity or delete the image of humanity. Say it again, RevereSkye. Delete the image of humanity out of those grand plans, those people sitting around plotting on humanity. The puppet master can already see who they are going to eliminate from the group. They're already doing it. And remember, like I said, out of those 13 families, I know for a fact they're going to get rid of 8 of those families. And if they do keep all 13 families, they're going to get rid of at least 50% of each one of those families. Even the highest of the highest in the ranking. Believe it or not. So, I think I've said enough for today. I just wanted to show the domesticated people that you're not the only people who are subject to be deleted from the planet. Out of all those elite puppets, out of all those fancy people that are able to travel and what they say, I vacation. Oh, I summer. I summer in Athens. I summer in Florida. I summer in the great mountains of so-and-so. They about to get rid of them. They cannot serve a higher purpose unless they are a part of an invisible alien group, a shadow worker group. If they're not a part of a shadow working group, or from that planet, that dying planet, or whatever bubble, if they're not a part of that entity, they're out of there. Their human image is deleted. Because when it comes down to it, robots have glitches. They are going to still need domesticated mentality people, subordinated, oppressed people to do the job. And they can't get a person whose family been rich and wealthy the whole life, eating cookies and coffee and chocolate. They can't get them to go do this labor. You get what I'm saying? They can't get them to use their mind to go figure out how to correct the spacecraft. So remember, geeks, nerds, a few doctors, and technical labor people, they're going to get rid of a lot of these cookie monsters, okay? Yeah, elite puppet cookie monsters, because on a psychological level, they were only put in position to play their part. But their time is limited too. So don't think because they want to get rid of 7.5 billion people on the planet that we're first. No. They're knocking them down just as fast as they're knocking, supposedly, the minority and the sleep down. So there we have it. Unearth the magic. The truth will definitely set you free.